friends, it's a girl Folah here and you're welcome back to another tutorial. Today's tutorial will be on how to make this beautiful A-line butterfly dress. And the essential measurements you will need are the measurement from your center back to wherever you want your sleeve to get to, half of your armhole, the measurement from the nape of your neck to your under bust, and the length of your dress. You would also need the circumference measurement of your bust and your hip. Before we go over to the work table, if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly do that now by clicking on the subscribe button down below, and also turn on the notification bell so you get notified each time I upload a new video, which I do every week. Don't forget to also like and share this video. Without further ado, let's go over to the work table. So guys, I have 2 yards of fabric here that I'll be making use of. 2 yards will be okay. It depends on the measurement from your center back to wherever you want your sleeve to stop. Mine is 17 inches and here I have 17 and 3/4 inches. So I folded the fabric into 4. Can you see it? First into 2 in this manner, and then I will fold it again into 4. So this is 2 yards of fabric. You can make use of 2.5 yards if I plus size person. 2.5 to 3 yards will be okay. So I already ruled my starting line, as you can see. So from there I will measure half of my armhole, which is 8.5 inches. Half of my armhole is 7.5 inches, but I added 1 inch to it, so I have 8.5 inches right here. And let me also measure it here, 8.5 inches, so I'll get a straight line. Then my under bust measurements, because it will be an elastic waist butterfly dress, so the elastic will be on the under bust, so towards the waist. So my under bust measurement is 13 inches, which is what I have here. I'll also measure it here, 13 inches. And the length of the dress I'm working with is 39 inches. And we had 1 inch allowance to fold it at the hem. So that is 40 inches, which is what I have right here. 40 inches. Now I will roll them into a straight line. Now, the first thing I'll do is to measure my shoulder to my sleeve measurements. That is the measurement from my center back to where I want my sleeve to get to, which is 17 inches. And I said I have 17 and 3/4 inches right here. So I'll just leave it at that 17 and 3/4 inches because of the folding allowance. So let me just make it 17.5, which is what I have right here. Then on the chest line, which is half of my armhole, I will insert 1/4 of my bust measurements. That is my bust circumference measurement divided by 4. That is 9.25 inches. So I just make it 9.5. This is just a free dress, and note I'm drafting it on the right side. So since I have 17.5 inches right here, you can just make this part 17 inches or 16.5. 16.5. So going over to the hem, what I'll do now is to connect it from my bust, quarter of my bust measurement here to the hem. And how do I know where to connect it to? That is quarter of my hip measurement plus 3 inches. So it's just like an A-line dress. So this is a short dress, but if you are making it as a long butterfly dress, you'll be adding between 5 and 6 inches to quarter of your hip measurements. But since this is a short dress, I will only be adding 3 inches. So you can add between 3 and 4 inches to quarter of your hip measurements. Quarter of my hip measurement is 9.5 inches. So plus 3 inches, that is 12.5 inches, which is what I will measure here. 12.5 inches. And then from quarter of my bust measurement, I will connect it to this part. So let me do that. Okay, let me make use of a long ruler. Now let me just finish up the under bust area before I finish up the hem. So for the under bust, where the elastic, we can use an elastic or a smoking thread. So I'll just measure about like quarter inch or 3/8 of an inch. So I have a detailed tutorial on how to read the tape measure. You can check it out to know where your quarter inch, 3/8 and all the bars of your measuring tape, what they stand for. The link to the video is in the description box below. So I will just measure 3/8 of an inch from my under bust, so which is right here. 3/8 of an inch, about 4. So 3/8 of an inch, I will rule it again. 3/8 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, and rule them into a straight line. So this is the point where the elastic will be. So this is the part where the elastic will run through. So I'll run the stitch on the right side. Now going over to the sleeve part towards the hem. Since I already came down here I took 1 inch away from what I have here. So I have 17.5 inches here, and right here I have 16.5 inches. So I'll connect it in like manner, and also here I will insert about 16.5 inches as well and connect it to the hem. Now going over to the hem of the dress, I'll go up by 1.5 inches or 1 inch. Let me do 1.5 inches, then connect it in like manner. Can you see the 1.5 inches? This is also to give it a curvy effect at the hem. Can you see? So in like manner, just curve it at that point. Now the next thing now is to go to the neckline. For the neckline, I'll take a neck width of 3.5 inches. A neck width of 3.5 inches. And at this point, I'll come down by 1 inch to get the shoulder slope. As you know, the human shoulder is not straight, it is slopy. So I'll connect it in like manner. Can you see that? And for the neck depth, I would take a neck depth of 3.5 inches as well, which is what I have here. I'll be doing the same neckline for the front and the back, the same neck width and the same neck depth. So you can do any neckline of your choice. I'll connect in like manner. Now for the shoulder, I'll just go up by 1/2 inch. That is the allowance to join both shoulders together. Half inch. And connect it. So this is all I have. So what I will do now is to make sure I extend these lines to the other side and also to the other bodies, the back or the front bodies, which I will do. I'll just make sure I notch whatever I have here, I mark it on the other side. Since I'm drafting it on the right side, because I'll be stitching on the right side. Can you see that? So let me cut it out first, then I'll mark it out. So I'll cut out the neckline through in this manner and down. So this is what I have. Now for the area where the elastic will be, since I already, let me get the other parts. Let me mark the parts where the, can you see? So this is what I have. So mark it from here down to this point. Can you see it? So the stitch will run through this part too, and I'll just connect the line straight up. I'll rule it straight. So this is the part I will run the stitch through, the elastic or the smoking thread, whatever you are using. So, and I'll also mark this on the other side. Don't forget, I'm drafting it on the right side. So I will also mark it right here. And also towards the hem. I'm just marking where the stitch will run through. And for the other side as well. Now make sure I rule these lines too on the other side. So that will help me determine so I'll roll it from this point now. From this point down to the hem. And you see, so the stitch will run through here to on the back bodice. Now for the lines where the elastic will pass through, that is my under bust. Since I already marked the lines right here. Okay. I only marked the first line, so that will help me determine where the other lines will be. Just make sure I rule a straight line, and from there measure 3/8 of an inch of quarter inch, whichever one you use. So the elastic will run through this line. After that, I will just stitch it up in like manner. Can you see it? So what I will do now is to take it to the sewing machine for the stitching. So guys, the first thing I will do is to turn the neckline with a bias strip. So this is the right side. I'll turn it to the wrong side. So guys, I already turned the neckline with a bias strip, and I also took in the 1/2 inch allowance I left at the shoulder. Can you see it? So I already join the shoulders together. Now the next thing I'll do now is to take my smocking thread, and you can also make use of an elastic. As I said, I'll make use of a smocking thread, which is something like this. I already wind it on my bobbin. Can you see? So I will fix it underneath my sewing machine. I have the normal thread on the upper side, so I'll fix it. Now what I'll do is to sew on the lines. Can you see? So to sew on the lines on this line, can you see, on the right side, because the bobbin, the smocking thread will be under, like it will show on the wrong side. So I'll stitch it on the right side on the lines for for both the front and the back bodies. So that's what I will do now. So guys, this is the smoking area, the under bust towards the waist area that I use the smoking thread on. Can you see how it's brought out the shape? So you can make use of an elastic, because I had to even use more than the lines I used. I used about 1/8 of an inch lines interval for the lines before I stitch on the lines, and I have about 12 lines here, about 12 stitches on it. So can you see how it brought out the shape? So what I will do now is to go and hem all through. Since I already joined the shoulder, I will hem it, folding half inch twice, and hem it all through. I will hem it and I'll fold all through, and the next thing I will do now is to turn it to the right side. I'll stitch from half of my armhole right here. I can see the line. That is why I said you will draft it on the right side, because you'll be stitching on the right side. So this is the line right here. I will stitch it down to the hem. You can see it. So I just stitch it in like manner to the hem. The other side too as well, I will stitch it from half of my armhole down to the hem. Can you see it right here? This is it, down to the hem. So I'll go and do that now and show you the final look. So guys, I'm through with the butterfly dress. Can you see how it looks? So this is the area where I use the smoking thread on. You can also use an elastic on the wrong side. You can see the wrong side of the smoking thread, but it looks neater with a smoking thread. You can even make this butterfly dress in a top form, that is a butterfly top. It will also be beautiful. Can you see? So I stitch it on the right side from half of my armhole. That is where I measured quarter of my bust measurement to. Half of my armhole, can you see it, the line here, down to the hem. So, and I didn't really stitch it completely, so I left like 2.5 inches towards the hem. This is just for easy movement, but if you added maybe 4 or 5 inches to quarter of your hip measurement, you can stitch it down. So I also did the same for the other side. So we are through with making our butterfly dress. Can you see it? So the area here gave it the beauty. It gave it more beauty because it gathered it at this point. Can you see how beautiful it looks? So we've come to the end of today's tutorial. If this tutorial has been helpful, kindly give me a giant thumbs up and don't forget to share. And if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please do that now. Click on the subscribe button down below and subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell so you get notified each time I upload a new video, which I do every week. Thank you for joining me. I will see you in my next video. Bye.